on that individual.
Did your department or did it not allow him in?
Senator, I'd like to not comment on the details because
I bet you would not like to comment on the details.
How would you grade yourself?
I'm a tough grader on myself, and I give myself an A for effort, investment in mission, and support of our workforce.
Workforce relations, on which you give yourself an A for effort. What about the issue with your Border Patrol agents recently being accused by some folks in the media of whipping illegal immigrants, when in fact they were not? Why on earth did you not defend them? I mean, has no one in your entire department ever become aware of how one uses split reins when riding a horse?
And I will not prejudge facts before.
Did you defend them when they were being attacked for whipping people, which they were not?
Senator, what I said quite clearly is that the independent investigation will determine the facts, and those facts will drive the outcome.
Okay.
Nothing less and nothing more.
Your response and your failure to defend them then and now is nothing short of morale crushing. If you want to maintain or obtain operational control of the border, which you do not now have, this is not a way to get there. How many known gotaways have crossed our southern border in 2021?
Senator, I'll have to provide that number to you. I will certainly circle back with you or your team expeditiously.
The average family of four in Utah has a total household income of $71,000. If you got a family of four that crossed through our borders unlawfully and was subject to this settlement agreement, you'd be looking at $1.8 million in a settlement. You know, it would take two and a half decades for the average family of four in Utah to earn that. So the thought that the federal government is offering that as a reward, as an incentive for people who cross through our borders unlawfully is unthinkable to many Utahns, as well it should be. The fact that this was even seriously considered is troubling to me. And I certainly don't believe that one can deny the impact that this would have as a magnet for future illegal immigration. As long as you're in charge of the Department of Homeland Security and running it the way that you've been running it, this cannot continue. Does America have the capacity to help make sure that we take in every person, ill-intentioned or not, who wants to come to America? And what's the real limiting principle there? Letting 2 million or so people in illegally across our southern border in a year, together with the fact that your administration is backing legislation that turns on more of a magnet, encouraging more people here to come unlawfully, seems consistent with that mindset that it's an unmitigated good.
First of all, there is a misperception that individuals who are encountered at the border and who are not immediately expelled under the Title 42 authority, or who are not subject to expedited removal and accelerated removal process are just let into the United States and left alone. And that is absolutely false.
Well, hang on a minute. Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Like Yuri Medina Ulloa, who's a 24-year-old Honduran man who was recently apprehended crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, where he fraudulently claimed to be a 17-year-old. He then ended up in Jacksonville, Florida, where a family took him in. Days later, he stabbed the father of that family to death. He was a 24-year-old, not a 17-year-old, as he claimed. There are people like him crossing, and with the assistance, with the approval, with the facilitation in some cases of your department, these things are happening.
That is inaccurate. I am aware of the case. That individual is being prosecuted. There is an immigration enforcement detainer on that individual.
Did your department or did it not allow him in?
Senator, I'd like to not comment on the details because
I bet you would not like to comment on the details.
If I may, for me to comment on a pending criminal matter at this time.
What's inappropriate is for your administration to continue leaving these borders open.
Thank you, Senator Lee.
While pushing to turn on the poll factors. That's wrong, and it's immoral, and it's harming the security of the American people.
Senator.